Joint question for you and for Winksy, obviously. You are an experienced captain, World Cup winner. How do you calm down the younger players on your team at such an important occasion tomorrow?
We need everyone, to be fair. I think it's a good mix inside the changing room about the experimented players and the young players. Just follow leaders. First of all, the manager and the coaching staff, and then the team leaders. And and then be ready, because it's going to be a fantastic game to play, to enjoy, even if the best way to enjoy is to win. But I think every player is important at this stage of the competition, because it's going to be about details, and so any players can be decisive in this game. So we all want to win, and we must be ready to make all the effort possible.
And a quick question for Harry as well. It was just, I don't know, months ago that you scored that goal against West Ham, your first goal, and then here you are. Maybe you'll be playing in the Champions League final tomorrow night. What can you say about the occasion?
Yeah, well, similar to what Hugo said, you know, the occasion is massive, not only for everybody involved, but for the club and the fans itself. You know, it shows just how far Tottenham's come as a club, and you know, I've managed to see it since you know, many years ago to where it is today, and it's it's going to be a real special night for everybody involved, and quite an emotional night as well for everybody.
Could you explain? Would you put an example of what's the most beautiful, the most enjoyable thing you experience along the way to this final?
I think the togetherness, and the best example was the semi-final in Amsterdam after the game. The communion between the players, between players and staff, players with the chairman, players with the fans. I think this moment was just one of the best moments in our Spurs career, and obviously we want a better moment tomorrow after the game. But as a professional athlete, I think it's important to enjoy the way you work. And we know football is a collective sport, so we spend so much time together. And you start to work the togetherness in any training session, and then it can help us to achieve big things as a team in competition. And this is probably why we are at this stage of the competition, because we are a proper team.
Hugo, you won't be aware, but the last captain to lift the World Cup and the European Cup at the same time, back to back, was Franz Beckenbauer. Does that put into focus just what an incredible 12 months you're having, and what an important part of football history this feels like at the moment?
Yeah, first of all, it's a privilege, no? To be part of this successful team. To win the World Cup with my country is a massive achievement, but it could have not been possible without the help of my teammate, and it's the case for the Champions League final. It could not be done without the help of any of my teammates. I feel like someone with a lot of privilege, but the most difficult is ahead of us, is the game of tomorrow, to make everything possible to win it and to put a stamp in the Champions League history. This is our motivation.
What do you fear the most in that Liverpool's team, and what's going to be the key of the game, tactically speaking, for you?
I don't really believe that the tactic will have an impact tomorrow. I think the team who will win the most will probably even closer of the success. I don't really like to talk about the opponent. I'm more able to talk about my teammates, about my team. Of course, we don't need to present a Liverpool team, and if they are in final, it's because they deserve to be at this stage of the competition. for us tomorrow is just try to bring the right energy, to enjoy your performance, to enjoy to run, to enjoy to make the effort, the desire to win, and with all the demand of the high-level football in terms of focus, in terms of communication. I mean, the difference is about detail, and everything can help to turn the game in your way. So I think we had 3 weeks to prepare this game, and I think we are ready mentally and physically to do the best tomorrow.